Hello, Violet.
Hello.
So tell the audience what you do here at the Texas Renaissance Festival.
I am a fire dancer for Saxon Moon and Solar Rain.
And so I've seen your act several times and I'm always amazed. And when I watched it on video, I was really impressed with it. Your choreography and your dance moves and everything with the fire. Have you studied dance or choreography before?
No, I have not. I have amazing dancers in my fire troupe, Solar Rain, that do choreography, so I've learned a lot through them.
And how many members are in Solar Rain, fire dancers?
12? 10 to 12.
And so how did you get started? I mean, did you just wake up one day and see that on TV and think you wanted to do it, or?
No, I actually, a few years ago, met a friend, Sage, who is a fire dancer. She's an amazing fire dancer and has been doing it a good chunk of her life, and I met her and we clicked, and she was telling me about what she does, and I got to see it and I was super interested, so she taught me.
And did it take a long time to learn?
I probably on and off took lessons with her for about a year.
Well, you know, the beautiful thing about your act is that it's so tied in with the movement of the fire for the visual effect, but the rhythm that you have dancing to the music and doing it. I mean, it all works very well together. I mean, I'm thoroughly entertained when I see your act.
I love dancing. I grew up in a big Spanish family, and
right.
It was always parties ever since we were little. They were, we always danced. We danced all night.
There's this one move you do. I'm not going to imitate it because I'll make a fool out of myself. But there's this one move that you do, and I think it's when you have the spinning balls where you do like a step backwards, but it's almost a stomp backwards type move. And I was watching the spinning balls and the fire fans, and I noticed that you start out with a smaller fire fan at the beginning, and then by the last song, you're actually using bigger fire fans. Is that correct?
Yes.
And are the bigger ones harder to deal with?
They're different. You can't do as much little tricks with them because, especially me with shorter arms, they can only do so many things, but it's a much different dance. It's more visual and simple moves, whereas the smaller ones, you can get a lot more technical tricks and go faster.
So, if I had to learn how to fire dance, the last thing I want to do is try to do those spinning balls, because that seems like it would be the hardest one. It's constant motion. You have to keep them rotating, and if you lose the sync, they kind of just they don't rotate correctly, and it just looks bad, like you missed your beat or something,
Yeah.
Is that one of your hardest things to do?
Yeah. Fans were easier for me to learn than the poi.
Yeah. What is that called?
Poi.
Poi. And that's basically just a black ball at the end of a string that
It's a Kevlar ball. It's made out of Kevlar.
Oh,
and
okay.
It's knotted up real good, and then it's attached to.
And something else that I thought was really neat in your act, when you have, I think it's during the last song, when you have the large fire fan, and you time it with the beat to the music, and you slam the fans together, and it causes a little explosion between all the little Kevlar balls and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a really good effect.
Yeah, that's a fun one. That's glitter. We use that a lot.
What's that called?
Glitter.
How do you spell that?
Sklitter.
Glitter.
Glitter.
And that's when you create a little mini explosion?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
glitter. See, I'm learning something new here about fire dancing.
Yes, we use that a lot in Solar Rain, and so I brought it into the Saxon Moon Act.
Yeah,
well.
yeah. Well, that's
it's a lot
good.
of fun. It's a fun one.
So let me tell you this. I was watching your act the other day, and when I got home, I noticed that there happened to be a little smoke coming from the back of your hair, and the bass player had to run up and put it out.
Yeah.
How often does that happen?
In the 3 or 4 years I've been with Saxon Moon, that's happened twice. So it's not too often. Hair doesn't typically catch like that. It does get singed a lot, like you could tell. I singed it. But for it to catch and do smoke, that's not as often. We're usually good about spraying water in our hair.
Yeah, and
I didn't do that day.
So you said that it's happened maybe twice. So the first time, did another band member come up and put it out?
No, I had a safety that was able to get my attention and say hair, and I just had my glove and my hair was in a ponytail, and I just wiped it out.
And so you play with 2 acts. Now, what other shows do you do around the country besides What's the Texas Renaissance Festival?
We do Viking Festival.
Right. Now,
Yes,
yeah.
I do that with Saxon as well. And then we do Sherwood Forest Fair.
And that's in like March or April?
Yes.
You know, I'm planning on going to that, so hopefully I'll see you there.
Yes.
So listen, Violet, I think the audience has learned a lot about fire dancers from listening to you tell me about these things, and I hope you have a good rest of your festival, and thank you very much for doing this interview.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye, Violet.
Bye.